to win versus 100 Thieves, but for TSM, yeah, they're maybe out of contention for playoffs, but I still find that in such a circuit for the VCTs where you have to make every game count so that the viewers could see the potential that this team has for the future. For later events, next year, whatever happens, TSM are going all out. And I'm liking, actually, this double duelist and Sabrosa as well, back on Arrays.
Of course you are. You're the play-by-play. It's going to be really. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they bring to the table. This first round, it looks like it is kind of a push out of the garage by TSM here. So we'll see if GMD can find anything, get a little privy to the knowledge that he has a lot of people at the front door. Rotation already coming in, Vans. I want TSM to be going fast here, and they get stopped. Sucked right down.
That's how you stop it for TSM. Nice gravity well in the flash. GMD continues to move forward. That spike down with a guided light in his hands as BCJ dies. GMD is just anchoring towards this side. A quad kill, but it's not, well, actually not so possible. Going for the reload and also starts off with the ace for TSM.
I feel like this guy just played a warm-up round. What the hell was that?
We didn't have a chance to warm up,
the first 3 pops of each frenzy shot. That wasn't a scatter. That was so crisp. Oh my word, just whoop, literally getting tossed around, and the next shots just speak for themselves. Instant hits.
GMD has had a long run of these games on Split where it's been heartbreaking losses on this map, and now, especially the last one, I think, when he lost in overtime against the Guard. There was a couple of moments where, you know, their 4 versus 1 wasn't the best way to play it, but they're playing this round a little bit more faster, but GMD, as we just praised him, is the first to die into this round. Yes, at least there's a pinch towards the sewers, but mid side's completely open. The B side as well. Rossi is going to try to stop the bleeding towards the mid side. Head-to-head versus Zekin, and Zekin wins it with the Ghost. That's a bad start here to convert. And this also is another storyline that continues, Riv. Another potential eco that they're losing.
Yeah. It was the gotta go fast round for both teams here, and it looks like XSET is going to get the edge on it. Honestly, if it's so hard to remember who's on Raze. Sabrosa's playing Raze again. Sabrosa was able to catch who was in sewer as this round changes, right? But XSET played a little bit further back and saying, you know, TSM is off the rip each round here. Let's see if we can catch them. So they stayed back, and they were able to absorb everything. Corey's left.
Phantom that they had on that second round for TSM goes back in the favor of XSET and convert to go for that eco win. So TSM definitely is going to be broke going into this round here, but thankfully, at least for GMD, maybe round 2 or round 3, as he already has a Cosmic Divide, is going to be a crucial point into the real gun round for a retake here in round number 5.
I think that was what we determined was the deal with the devil, though, for TSM back on Breeze last week for them, is that if they're going to get pistols, then ecos go to the other team. You can't have both. Can't have your cake, you need it too. So we see another bit of a B push here, and more so of a default, but for GMD's side, getting that info so TSM doesn't have to move too quick or can rotate accordingly. Already, they're having Rossi lean over towards B.
Exactly, trying to play it very slowly for XSET, seeing this eco potential for TSM. That there was maybe going to be a crunch or whatnot. So now we're just inching out for some information. GMD falls once again. Now Corey's in a great spot for a headhunter kill, but he spots 3 players, gets mowed down. And now it's going to be the execution here for XSET inside the site. Nice dash away from 7. Another contact potentially. No, because it's a double satchel charge in the air. Still lands that as Zekin lands on his feet. Zekin is down, 7 still alive inside the site. Somehow is running that clock down, allowing his teammates to rotate. They're already at the screens and on an A side rotate. Rossi, unfortunately, though, picked off by Cryo, as that was a half flash that is trying to get out. BCJ is going to get the plant. Sabrosa looking to get at least some ult points.
Already getting some hero plays out of this game. It seems like the speed of the rounds, once they do execute, leaves somebody in sight. See GMD doing it 1-7 there, but Def from XSET still cleans it up. It is going to be XSET grabbing their second round here as they kind of turn the tables on TSM after a pistol. Operator for 7. We'll be holding hard corners on that, and let's see what they decide to do for XSET here. They could easily go for a Viper split play. And I like this from Corey. With TSM being down, and the whole team was kind of doing it, you're pushing up to try and catch that first angle to give yourself a better chance, right? Otherwise, XSET comes around the corner as they did with 4, and they're kind of deathballing there as they head to the site. And then, like I said, somebody's left alone to defend. So I like TSM trying to push up, get an edge on the round. We'll see if they continue to do that in places on the defensive side. So
I really like the call, though, on the potential Viper's Pit, Riv. That's a plant coming in potentially for Aaron. And then they could play within the pit, and that just nullifies the Cosmic Divide that GMD will have on the retake.
So true.
But we're looking at the battle at the beginning. Couple of trades happening on the A site and mid, so an early 4 versus 4. Not quote-unquote big kills going in, because we still have agents that have good utility for a site hit from both ends. As XSET are still going to hold it slow, but inching back towards a mid to B split, if not a full B push.
So XSET trades over. Just looking where the buys are at right now. Maybe an operator tour de force round after round sync for TSM if this doesn't go their way. XSET looking to just destroy that economy anyways. Here again in that death ball. What can Corey do? Now the only one waiting to defend this site.
That flash, though, allows Zekin to get in. Yeah, he was blind, but then he's able to come on top of the billboard and drop Corey on a 4 versus 3. Plant going down, and here's that Viper's Pit that we just mentioned. GMD's still alive, though. He's all the way out towards the A site. They still have a Flasher and Rossi with 2 guided lights available to allow 7 to get in, but you're going to have to try to get something done potentially if you had a Vandal, you had a Blade Storm available, but now you can already see it. We're going to save it until the next round.
And that's a great mention that GMD did switch over, right? It seems like they may have wanted to stop something at A little bit cleaner with GMD having the info and not being called for smokes. But yeah, TSM trying to switch it up. XSET, choose the right side again on this one. Get that Viper's Pit down. You see this operator being safe. So do they go up tour de force next round? Do they try to kind of go double down? Or won't they have the economy? We'll have to see coming out. Another round for XSET as we get into round 5 here. And Split is starting to go as the devs thought. XSET taking control.
Yeah, and when GMD was fully warmed up on that pistol round, got immediately cooled down when he had the advantage of the angle against Def, and Def just gets a nice little flick there for that kill. So things are looking, as you said, the dust has settled here for XSET. We've saved that operator for 7, but we're going to give it to Rossi, so we can actually pop Blade Storm. We're going to pop also the Tool Defense out of Corey. So this is going to be an expensive round for TSM.
Give me an eco expensive alt round.
Yeah, expensive alt. That's true. Not expensive.
Give it to me, all of it. I mean, they still have the operator, right? They tried to save it, and they're still looking to do that. Forward is the play, though, Vansili. Oh, dear.
And it's backwards right after that for TSM, unfortunately, because XSET were just ready for that push. I mean, that trademark on that ground already slowed down Sabrosa trying to push forward. Here comes that Blade Storm, a little bit of body damage, but that is it. No more kunais left in the pockets for 7, so he's going to try to come out with the Sheriff. So is GMD. They've lost the operator. Both operators on top of that, so they had the right stack. But it's still a prime gaming flawless for XSET.
The flawless comes in. And XSET is understanding the ebb and flow of TSM's economy right now. You saw how ready they were again to receive it. Like, hey, Cryo pushed out in this position last time. Again, XSET absorbed there. Saw it just previously on a round when Sabrosa flew forward with blast packs, right? And Sewers was already running away. It's like they're playing against the KO they have to avoid getting a fade from TSM. We'll see what XSET does on this. Let's keep an eye on them this round. Wall towards the right side. They're starting to play with the minds of TSM and what could happen towards the late part of the round, but still in the default. Oh, dear.
That's what we want. A push down. Sabrosa taking the matter into his own hands like it did on Breeze against Ghost last week. This time still trying to push forward. That's an overheat, unfortunately, though. A flash that blinds both teammates. That's, again, one of those things where you have an agent comp change. Sabrosa usually the Sky player, and Rossi just blind himself and his teammates, so they both have to fall back. This gives the advantage for XSET to re-push back towards mid-control and also regain control of the spike.
It's so interesting you bring that up and how it becomes difficult to put agents in like that. And while they play him at the high level, it's the distance that a Sky Trailblazer could get, or the guiding light can pass, fires in mid, Corey takes down Zekin, and how well it feels comfortable to you. Right? Like you just mentioned, the flash for the teams. They get by it, and we'll see a 4v1 now. Here as TSM start to right the ship.
Only one to go here. BCJ immediately popped off by Rossi, so he redeems himself from the team flashes with some clean shots there. TSM putting 2 on the board, and things are looking at least not bad. I think when we're looking at this from a more holistic view in the first 7 rounds is you're looking back at the stats for TSM from the beginning of Stage 2, Week 1 till today. They've probably been the worst in terms of the first kill conversion rates and also just first kills. I think at 40%. This time, at least when it comes down to full gun rounds, between TSM and XSET, we've always had TSM at first blood, and they've converted those two so far.
Oh dear. We're going to clash at B. Let's focus on TSM this round because looking at the way they have been defending, every round has been aggressive, right? And it's win or lose. It doesn't seem like they've altered too much yet, and maybe that's what starts to come now that they've read the pitches and felt a little bit of what XSET has to bring to the table. Here, they're actually set up pretty far forward if you think about the line of scrimmage and where you could be in the back of defense for the defender side.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're looking to get right into the fight as soon as they can almost every round on the side of TSM.
Yeah, TSM stacking towards this B side, so using utility and teamwork to try to hold down towards B because they have a showstopper or a retake to just overpower towards the A site. Usually one of those sites where after a spike plant, a lot of people are usually stuck in the back of that A site. So a prime opportunity for Sabrosa to come in out of that with the satchel charges. But with 48 seconds left, we're still trying to creep up for information. As only one player jump peeking towards the back.
That's a great point. The contact game, right? If they're not seeing anything, don't make noise, but boom, they pull the trigger. That's a showstopper you were talking about.
Yeah, the showstopper, at least it starts off from the second side. So that clears out the A site, and we'll get a plant in for XSET, and it's planted for Heaven. Now the Cosmic Divide comes out for the defender side. Showstopper is ready, but you can already see, oh no! We're peeking out with the operator. Both players are now spotted here. Both duelists from TSM, and finally, the shot misses, and we are forced to fall back for cryocells. That allows Sabrosa to come out with a showstopper. Meanwhile, Rossi and Corey, and now even 7, are flanking back towards the screen side, and they are flooding into the gates of the A site. Going into the fuse, Def is trying to keep things alive. He gets a kill, full blinded for the hat trick on a 2 versus 1. Then goes for the right click classic for the 4K into the round. Oh my god, what a hold by Def.
More of these hero plays. We start with GMD, a sick hold on B. XSET's getting a few of their own. Def surrounded on all sides. Doesn't matter. Brings it down. God. Shoots good, looks good. What can't be done? What a quick play here.
Yeah, thankfully, he actually got that kill while that flash was just before the flash pop, right? So you just spray, close your eyes while you're full blinded, and he lands the shot.
Turn off the monitor real quick, turn it back on. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. Here we get into our 8th round now. You see Corey. That push was coming from A. Now they're looking to get a little bit better hold on mid, and XSET just pounds into it right away.
Getting into Caster's Curse. I just talked about TSM's conversion on full gun rounds, and they got first blood. They also lost a round, so XSET now putting at least TSM in a situation where they have to go for a force buy here, only with a Sheriff for 7. Another round where they get first blood. Sabrosa fighting back towards the mid side. Just around the corner, going for a potential double swing. First contact being the back mid side. Def gets bad stabbed by Corey on top of B Heaven side. BCJ fully blinded, 3 guys pushing down. And that leaves now Aaron on his own. All the way up towards the A Heaven side. He hears the footsteps towards the ropes. And we're dancing with 7.
I love the exchange of plays that's going on here, right? Last round became a contact round for XSET. They pushed up. Well, who played contact this time? TSM playing up towards B Heaven, then pushing out towards mid, taking space back, but doing it quietly. Only once the peaks were happening did they then execute. Great job there to kind of divvy up the aggression they're showing, to not just be right away, but also kind of do a little search and destroy on XSET when they're taking these slow rounds to play off contact and then swarm a site with utility in the end. Round 9 here as we come in back to an operator. Ultimate's not really on deck for too many. Def's close, and so is 7, but we'll probably see that in the next few rounds.
XSET also has an opportunity for a search and destroy into this round. Seekers available for BCJ, but just leaning in towards this B side garage control where TSM is also trying to do the same thing. No guy that like to look back and fight back is just going to be now a gravity well. Being forced out early, and look at the rotation already from TSM. We're escaping the A site. We still have a lurk on the A side still for XSET. I mean, all they did was have presence on garage, and they've pulled out a full rotate from TSM.
See the little traps. Oh my god, XSET not falling for anything. Just the trap that TSM set there in the beginning, right? Having 7 there, he would have dashed out. Corey would receive the chasers for 7, or somebody popping in like Zekin. But XSET, okay to play it slow.
Yeah. Just beautiful what was happening there towards that mid side, too. That was an intentional smoke towards that mid mail as well, so that 7 could focus on sewers. You get a lean back towards the other side for Market. You get crosshair placement, free-fire shot, first blood for XSET. Seekers coming out. So one's going towards the sewer. So Def recognizes that there's one right there towards that mid side that makes it away. But now we're going to have the rest of XSET pushing up towards the heaven side. And it's a crossfire for TSM, but the trades are still even. That opens up mid side. Def also is lurking up towards B heavens. And XSET are looking to plant towards B if they can with 30 seconds left on the clock.
Nebula out already. This is going to block Corey, but maybe give him a way to sneak through. He actually goes through, not even waiting. He jumps off. Rossi's there, double guiding light, and I mean, he didn't need the heal, but that was heady. You think you can catch a player off guard? Can Rossi pick it up though?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. You're right. I think that's one of those things in the same situation that happened on that 4 versus 1 against John Cutie last week, where these guys are just trying to go back and go for the aggressive dual play, and hopefully that, hey, if I don't get my one, my teammate will. No, the other teammate. No, the other teammate. And then suddenly, they're all dead.
Yeah, it doesn't really, it feels like the 1-on-1 and going in situation, but more it's TSM trying to make a play there. So while you're like, wait, what? It's cool to see that they're trying to take advantage of some of these situations. They're not really letting up at all. Can't wait to see. You might even get a 6-6 here with how aggressive everyone's playing.
Yeah.
Subros the blast backing into the garage. And a little bit of utility usage over at A kind of happening off the ball right now that I think 7 and both Aaron know they're on either side of each other there.
Yeah. And of course, you're on that previous round where it looked like it was one of those selfish plays from Corey. It's still Corey, right? As you're trying to catch players off guard on a pulse plant. Thought that he might get one towards Pillar. Did not expect somebody so close at the new box. That said, XSET into this round. Looking to go for the Cosmic Divide full exec into A. We have the Gravity Well in smoke just to run down that clock. The rotation's already coming up towards the A heavens. Aaron with the first blood on 2-7, and XSET are just once again taking the upper hands on the executions on either sides. This time once more is the A side, planet for heaven.
Yeah.
But we're not
conditioning. Oh, go ahead. They're about to get back into the fight. The moment they stop, they start.
Yeah, BCJ's looking for that flash, and a double swing into screens. Still, TSM gets the upper hand, so you're seeing the overconfidence from XSET, trying to win those fights, trying to regain control of A heaven.
Enemy remaining.
Now, because the rest of the players are also all set up inside A side, nobody playing all the way back on any type of post plan situation. So,
the last round XSET played, not this one, sorry, the round before our last round, we had Def on the rotation in a B ending strat, right? When a lot was going on at A. So if we look at the round we just saw, how long was GMD staying in B? Thinking, yeah, Cosmic Divide and everything's over on A from XSET, but they could still be coming B.
Correct.
And while Astra can play cross-map, that wasn't a weapon TSM had inside the site still. So TSM's like, are they going to fake? Are they going to not? XSET has got them in sorts right now a little bit there with the strategies.
So defaults. Also because the guided light came out from BCJ into Garage, as he's doing right now. So they're also putting a lot of presence in their defaults, where TSM, the only way that they're trying to get these aggressive plays and got success out of it was towards mid. If not, the A side push got denied, B side push got denied. So we're still playing a guessing game, but you got to start guessing quick. You only have 2 rounds left in this first half to try to make it a 7-5 and salvage the rest of this half. And it starts off very, very tough, right? You're on an eco this time for TSM side. You also have 2 ultimates, though, for Corey and for 7. This could be the turning point for TSM.
I wonder, they've tempered the aggression on TSM's side a bit, looking to absorb XSET as they come in. It worked for them in A heaven. It's worked sometimes towards that B site. And here, once again, 2 guiding lights immediately to this round. So BCJ and XSET waiting for that one to come back up to move space. You see how patient they are and willing to just wait for the utility they need. No forces at all.
And for TSM, off a little bit of footsteps, already second 4 players inside the site. It makes sense. You have a lower buy.
Absolutely.
You're trying to get anything you can for the trades as possible. But XSET are looking to hit back towards B from mid. There's only 20 seconds left on the clock. They have to go for it. Nice little smoke onto the B main side. So we can focus on the heavens. And that's 7 with 3. Now, though, Gravity Well, corner's not checked. somehow a prime giving flawless, and finally TSM makes their opponent have a little taste of their own medicine by winning an eco on their side, and that was really nice.
One-click headshots, prime gaming flawless from 2 people. One. This is actually one of the cleanest rounds I've seen. Like, not in strategy and tech, but simple. Take a breath, make the shot. It doesn't get any cleaner on that. So it could be 7-5 here if TSM just kind of messed with XSET's mentality, but I think we're still in the same spot.
Oh, yeah.
XSET's going to look to come out hard and most likely on A here.
And on big gun rounds, too. TSM, a very important eco that they just won, allows an operator come out, but this time in the hands of Sabrosa. So it's not going to be 7 trying to op with the Vandal. Trying to op on a Jet, sorry, as he's looking to battle towards mid. He's able to take 1 down, but gets immediately gets traded out. The rest of XSET looking to pick up the spike and hit towards this A site.
In the patience game. I think you get that nade coming in from Sabrosa possibly. Oh, he's actually got the operator. Oh, the collateral!
Good enough. And a +8.
From the grave.
Now seconds on his own. A 2 versus 1. Spike is down. 50 seconds left on the clock. And GMD wins that duel and XSET. They lose that round. We wanted TSM to make the comeback, and they did. Can they continue this form now on the second half? We'll find out after this break. So one of the things we wanted to talk about too and wanted to pay attention to was XSET, how they'll play in this series against TSM, because, again, we talked about it, XX game to lose. If they win against TSM and they look good doing so, they have a chance, and they can convince me that they're a contender to get into Masters 2. So far, though, in this first half, the story says otherwise. TSM are able to fight back well, especially with that prime giving flawless that they had on the eco on that first half.
Absolutely incredible. Those are the rounds you need for confidence, too.
Exactly.
We're gonna get the creep up here. We're gonna get the creep up. Aaron doing his best GMD impression. Oh, he's gonna head out.
Oh yeah, that cosplay didn't work out. He's running back here and he's gonna wait for the retake from the rest of his team. But you saw the amount of utility coming out of TSM for them to get the plant into the A site. It's planet safe. So all of the players for TSM are going to have to play inside the site, and look how close they are. They're looking to push towards spawn off this flash. They turn on the anti-flash, and finally gets popped out. It's good for a couple of kills. Still the first blood in favor of TSM. They've lost a little bit of players there, at least for ground control towards the spawn. Now for XSET, 3 players on Heavens. Looking to come out here towards that B main side, and Aaron and Zegan are going to work. It's Frenzies, baby. Corey on his own, and it's still going to be the Frenzies. The only 2 Frenzies invested into this round are now going to be those Frenzies that wins the pistol for XSET.
That was a low-budget cosplay. Still fantastic. But, right? True. Oh, my gosh. How does he come back and still get that many? No. Wait. Give me a second. My dog just sat on my headphone cord. This is impossible to cast.
You got to say, though, at least here for XSET, I mean, it looked good for the retake that they had. We had the Nova Pulse on top of the smoke to really try to create that sort of, like, diversion and really disrupt the post-plant positioning from TSM into that B site. Clean retake overall. as they all survived pretty much after losing that initial player inside spawn. This round, though, we're seeing those flash. They're hitting the walls, so it's not going to be the best. Definitely using the advantage of the Cloudburst. That was used by 7. 2 easy kills. Woo. And now the Sabrosa into the Heaven side with the satchels. Tried to get something done, but it's still at least a plant for TSM on this 4th try that they have, by the way. And it's going to almost end here as Aaron picks up the last kill. So they convert the pistol for XSET. TSM at least, that's 2 plants. It'll look good for that 4th round of the half. So they can get a full.
Indeed it will.
Yep.
All right, let's see what they have for the next one. We've kind of had a B, an A. Where do they divvy up the strategy this time? TSM. Should we share it? The Chico? All right, a stinger for Rossi. I like it. He's actually won on Seekers. They could really make a big play with Seekers here, as we were mentioning. So looking to where that could play out really early. TSM need to get these first few rounds here, because I feel like if XSET can strangle out this round, when the gun rounds come in, they just feel so confident to play back and not force TSM, but like almost make them have to push in and maybe get some mistakes out of that.
We're looking to go quick, though. Already a star towards the Heavens. Paint shells slowed him down for a bit. We hear the shots. Crow gets that kill onto 7 and TP's out. Trailblazer moving up. Zekin forced to fall back inside the site. And we've cut noise now for TSM, falling back towards sewers. But nobody's bitten for XSET. No rotations coming out. They still have a good numbers and playing quite close to stack up on these retakes. Trailblazer, even for information, this is going to be good to start. Look towards the sewers. Lucky enough, it didn't spot anybody.
See how they make it happen. We've actually seen a lot of teams kind of grouping like this to get these heavy trades with each other and just be right over the shoulder of a teammate. Oh, what a grab. Well,
that is so good. The flash, though. Def continues to run into while blinded again. And a headshot into Sabrosa. Sometimes when you want things to just click, it clicks. And that's for a couple of players here from XSET. And now that storyline of what we wanted. A dominating half here for XSET as they're playing the defender side.
It's so wild to watch a really good Astra play. It's like, yes, they're placing stars. No, like, it literally looked like they ran over a tripwire that made that grab well activate. Like, the timing there, well getting himself back into the play. Really clean stuff. I can see why TSM is having trouble getting into these sites, let alone that just being their eco. Let's see if they can push through here on XSET's bonus.
Yeah, BCJ was definitely that human trapwire on a flash contact off that guided light. So
yeah.
Great trap there from XSET to go for that spray with the lure. Well, actually, the higher buy that they had because TSM was on an eco. This time, full Vandals across the board for the attacker side. Second gore for the swing, and that surprises Sabrosa. Now a boom bot to get info. A swing back to spot 2 more players. And Aaron's looking to swing right after. That's just going to slow things down for a bit. And not Aaron, sorry, was Def playing towards the Heavens to try to support.
He's still hanging. He senses somebody's here towards mid. They're so hurt already. Corey took a lot of that spam damage coming in from the raise grenade. See the heal coming from GMD right now. XSET staying set too. They're not really rotating to cover too much. They are anchored.
You're lucky here that you only had a Spectre so you can get the kill. Aaron, he hears the Seeker and then sees it as the Bob's coming up. The bobbing heads on the ropes. As finally Corey capitalizes on that frag. The Spectre is on the pre-fired shots and aren't really working. Oh no, dude. The flash coming out. Rossi's half blinded. Cryocel's going for 2 kills with the Headhunter. Now GMD's on his own with low HP. Now you're just ADSing with that Vandal from Zekin, and that's XSET with another round.
Honestly, the hero plays coming out right now is the strategy spread out from both sides. We've seen it from each team here, but things like this, it's like, how do you get by it? You're like, oh, took one out. Let's all 3 rush him now.
Yeah.
Sweet. Like, and then it takes 2 more. That's just the kind of stuff that's an unlucky play, but as well, you got to give XSET credit.
Well, I also like to think if you're looking through the X-ray vision, after those 2 players saw that flash come out from TSM, they were stuck at that staircase. They must have been blinded by that flash where they couldn't support Rossi, and it gave the perfect opportunity for these kills for Cryo. And that said, though, GMD still wants to continue to fight for TSM as he opens up the garage.
slow. He's like, everybody here, turn around, make sure, set up. TSM's ready. Oh, the wall to start.
I swear.
They're always on TSM.
I mean, Sabrosa's fully flashed trying to get in, and now they're just going to run in as a team, and it works out for a couple of kills.
Got it. It works.
I hate to be that guy, but there's got to be something going on here with you need to warm up with your flashes, and maybe we'll see it better on that second map if Rossi's going to stay as a Sky. But at least right now, like, what's the positive aspect of it? First blood for TSM, plant for TSM, great pulse plant position, alert coming in from GND on that mid take. So now Cryo, if that clock keeps ticking down as he only has an operator to work with for the retake, you definitely know that they want to play for exits. And after that kill onto GMD, they'll be able to save it.
Very good for TSM. I don't know if at the end of these rounds it's kind of like to pull out all the stop strategy, or just
Things in my sleep.
yeah. They're coming back.
Got him. Satchel
Make
out.
it expensive. That's what we want.
Satchel out.
Yeah. Oh, even more expensive there. But TSM really didn't do too much different that round, other than actually just stick with each other on the way in, and they were able to somewhat thwart XSET, who has been placing the right amount of members, smoking the right areas at each site, really making TSM's day hell to get in and get these spike plants down. A plethora of ultimates to be used on their side, a few here for XSET. So TSM maybe stringing something together here. They're focused up towards that A site. This could be a blast through Bladestorm, blast pack. Let's see it.
You want to play? Let's play.
Try to light around the corner. Gravwell going out on the defender
Yep.
side here as Def pulls that out.
Down.
There's that saddle charge. Fast movement there by Sabrosa that allows 7 to just go up in the air and land those daggers onto Def. Operator coming out though towards a ramp. That's GMD to fall.
Oh, dear.
Pulse plant nades coming in to prevent that plant to come through. As Corey though manages to at least salvage a bit more of the take for TSM into the A site. Now we're forced to plant safely
Spike
for
planted.
TSM. Where 7 still has the Bladestorm. Slow creep back from Aaron at the screens. Snake fight into default spot. Trailblazer get info. Now we're satchel charging.
What? No
Spotted.
way!
Head on the swivel, but no kill. Aaron's still alive on a 2 versus 1. Reloading a flash.
One enemy
Peek.
remaining.
These are not working out. 1
he
versus
blind
1.
himself?
Op shot misses. He's going for the fight. He lands it. Aaron's going to get the headshot onto Corey. The defuse to come in to put exit at that point after that Rebel clutch.
Clutch.
Oh, what?
Do it yourself.
Great stuff by XSET, but Vans,
Yeah.
it can't keep happening. It can't keep happening. You came around the corner, flashed.
Player standing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, but yeah, XSET on here on Split, they're absolutely crushing it. Taking the second round into their favor. I love this for initial peak from TSM. That was so cool to have Sabrosa come in as kind of a sentry and be like, there he is, right up top 7. Like, the things they're doing are sweet. XSET really able to recoup, call the audible, and get themselves into position to thwart every one of these rounds. And they didn't have to use too many ults on that one, so XSET can really just stall this out for a possibility.
Oh, that's so good by Cryo. Timing out the Trailblazer to come out the Nebula. Go to false kill onto Sabrosa, and the door's closing on this first map for TSM. Only 4 more players to go.
Yeah.
3 players now pushing up towards ropes. It's going to be desperate measures now. Try to break this trap onto the top
Here.
A heaven for XSET, and then try to figure out where you can pull the rotations for TSM. But man, this is XSET looking very dominant on the defender half.
Maybe Corey pulls some attention here. I think Aaron saw him, so now A got a little love. XSET may be a little more aware. They're going to be very aware here. Coming up, trademark down. Let's see how the reaction is. TSM need this.
Positive divide coming out on the attacker side, 2 for TSM to try to swarm into the A site. ECJ in the back of the map. Finally, a
I've got
dual
your
one by Rossi this time. That allows the Seekers to come out and push Cryo away.
Spike planted.
Oh, another one spotted into the heavens. And Zekin's looking for the fight. He has a showstopper, though.
Satchel
4
out.
versus 3, they'll go for it for sure. And there you go. It lands onto Rossi at least. That allows Def and Cryo to get a little bit more space.
Yeah.
Double towards health. Op kill onto 7.
The wall.
Player standing.
Finally, Corey comes out of that one from Hell side. Def on his own. Smoke towards a ramp because he wants to sell that fake, but this is a great position from TSM. You just got to flick like a god here for Death. Clock is ticking down. He's just waiting. You're okay to lose the round.
Oh.
He just wants to go for those exits too, and
Yeah.
GMD wins it.
I liked how TSM set up there in the end. Knowing they were against so many ultimates and what's been happening with almost being separated by a few things just by distance, they huddle up, few under hell, huddle up, a few insight, and they trade the big plays that XSET tried to make. XSET always came up clean on those last time, right? We'd see Zekin go in and then he's elbow. And now XSET has full pressure of one side of the site. That time, it was really divvied up nicely for TSM to know what they were going to be dealing with in the post-plant and to come out with another round. Keeping themselves alive here. It's going to get XSET on a short bye.
Yeah.
So this could be another round they string together, but it is an uphill battle here with XSET on game point.
At least they're getting success for TSM to get the spike plant down. The only thing is post-plant, and that starts off well for Sabrosa.
Sick.
Great utility being used towards that B side. Great trades on top of that for TSM. This should allow for them to go for another plant here, but they've only been successful twice out of the 5 opportunities. Look, they make it 3 out of 6. Paint shells onto the ground from Heavens on the defender side, as of course, for XSET from losing the last round, only has pistols to work with. Let's try to bring that econ once again. Headhunter out.
Last player
ADS
standing.
denied by Corey. As Zekin once again. All right, come find me. I have a spray here towards Heavens. Come find me. I want to mow you down with the frenzy. And Corey wants to go for it. And that's the price you pay. Yeah.
Get down, Mr. Penguin.
Zekin is as surprised as that penguin to be like, why was Corey on his own trying to hunt me down?
Awesome stuff. I love the vibe they're playing with right now. And TSM feeling good to grab another round. If we take that round for everything that TSM just did, that's what they want this comp to look like. We saw how flash Def was in sight. Then Sabrosa's right on the tail end of that guiding light, not in front of it, not eating it, getting in there and being able to execute off the advantage. And then you saw 3 people then come out of that B tunnels area to be able to trade. That's the kind of stuff you're looking for. The teammates always behind you over your shoulder. XSET will call a timeout. They realize things could get a bit dicey here. They're still in a good position, but it's good to reset and figure out what you were doing before that brought you the rounds. Because that's 2 for TSM now.
We've already seen the story before from Psycho 2, where coming out of these timeouts, usually some great dominating rounds from XSET 2. So now it's like, okay, you're kidding around right now for Zekin. Let's calm our nerves. Let's stay confident, but not cocky, and try to figure out how we could just close this really quickly for XSET, because now they have the money to work with as well for the defender side of XSET. What can they do with this?
Look at that teamwork. 6 teams across the board for frags, too. Because everybody's getting their hands dirty, like I said. I mean, same with TSM. They're all over 10s right now. Pretty close to each other as they keep trading, keep killing.
Tens is playing?
And they string these rounds now. Oh, my gosh. That chest. Operator, where is it? Cryo is up B. He's going to be peeking hard.
Forces a
wait.
TP, though. Sabrosa up towards Heavens, and a nice
so
little
good.
timing from 7 to get that kill. Full blind, showstopper on the ground. But we have taken the B site for TSM. Great job once again for both of the duelists on TSM's side to take cover and control of the B site. But Sabrosa continues to push forward.
Whoa.
BCJ stops him as 7, though, continues to work. Nice lurk from GMD towards the B side.
Spike planted.
Now it's going to be a hard retake for
Last
XSET,
player standing.
especially when Def is on his own with a Bulldog. Not able to fight back. 7 gets the round with the last kill. And TSM, man, this is a nice conversion off a timeout from XSET.
Yes, absolutely. Sick little play there, too. We see 7 and Corey be this duo that'll play off each other, right? One can dash, one can rendezvous. So at a point that you make a play on B main and rendezvous out, what? Cryo looks away, or they look away and then get shot in the side of the head. We saw that also on defense, where 7 would play at the front, or at B main, and Corey would be on the box. So they love setting up little duos where they can trick the opponent into making sure that frag goes their way. Here, maybe again? What is this?
We know the economy's low. Let's just run it in. Couple of kills to open up the A side, but they're losing players on the A ramp for TSM. At least now, actions have calmed for a bit. Rossi's really low on HP. He has to try to make it into the site as the smokes dissipate on Heavens. Tough cross, makes it through, and a safe plant now for TSM.
Bogeys everywhere here. TSM flying through. Low health for Rossi. Can't get that heal in. He called the 3v3. He will be the first one to make a move.
I'm out of stuff.
He's out of flashes now. Oh, as the other one just comes out, but at least that's information on elbow. Double swing out from XSET, closing in on the back of the map. And so far, it is going to be GMD trying to save it with 2 kills. Aaron on his own, tap on a spike, low HP is GMD, and XSET is going to take the first map as Aaron, another... I mean, it's a 1 versus 1 clutch, but nonetheless, it's a round for XSET for the first map, 13-9.
And from a thrifty to pull it off, flying through the air. That's not the first time we saw it. Zekin was doing it into B side as well. We saw Cryo back there sometimes, or Corey back there sometimes. And honestly, XSET looked fantastic here. Even on that last play to elbow, where you saw Sky got flashed, boom, Aaron was right there on probably watching main, but what felt like a counter flash or anti-flash easy kill. The follow-ups have been disgusting from XSET. Split goes to XSET. That was considered. We'll see what TSM has in store for more, because they brought out a pretty sweet comp for that first map, and seemed like they were getting their feet under them right at the end there to use it, but a little too late.
At least it was XSET's map pick, and we saw at least a flash and a pan from TSM off the last few rounds before the, once again, get what? Thriftied. That's going to continue to haunt them, and hopefully it doesn't continue to haunt them into the second map, and we'll find out what happens after the break.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, I've been at the bottom, let it down from the top. I can't let them feel it. I got hit on my plug. We got so much to do. I gotta reload. Let me call you tomorrow. I got tests when I'm finished, but I keep it moving. If I stop in the process, you gon' run out my time. I need it, it's crucial. It's lapping the top of the mountains where eagles will ride. How they find me is higher than ever. You cannot fly, so run me, get down, get minute. I push, I've been on the way. I got no time to look back, and my family's gon' need some more cheddar, so let's get it poppin'. Told me to put up a setup, you should not put never been better. You gon' let it couch it, fine. Bumpin', I'm crossing the line, we ready to sign. Yeah, oh, can't get out of my way, this shit no walk of a giant. Yeah, oh, don't want me showing my teeth, might have some blood on my tooth. Yeah, oh, I kinda settle the beef, so Lord forget what I do. I'm at the top, yeah, been at the top of the mountain, I'm higher than never. Yeah, mad at the satellite calling for all my endeavors. Yeah, I ain't gon' slut on you tweaking, you know I don't let up. Yeah, so Lord forget what I do, cause it's now or it's never. Yeah, been at the top of the mountain, I'm higher than never. Yeah, mad at the satellite calling for all my endeavors. Yeah, I ain't gon' slut on you tweaking, you know I don't let up. Yeah, so Lord forget what I do, cause it's now or it's never. Yeah, Lord forget what I do, cause it's now or it's never. Yeah, Lord forget what I do, cause it's now or it's never. Yeah, Lord forget what I do, cause it's now or it's never. Yeah, Lord forget what I do, cause it's now or it's never. Yeah. I'm loyal to this till I die, I don't switch sides. Tryna make some moves, but I can't until it's time. I've been taking chances, I ain't letting nothing slide. It's you listen, I didn't get as far as do or die. I ain't taking L's, and I ain't switching sides. Tryna make some moves, but I can't until it's time. I've been taking chances, I ain't letting nothing slide. It's you listen, we don't get as far as do or die. I ain't taking L's, and I ain't switching sides.
Pull them with that flash, they pull them over.
Oh, but at least we get a flash before it goes. That said, Sorona still moves in and lines up 2 kills.
And welcome back to VCT NA, as again it's group stages final week, and it's XSET versus TSM. XSET has to win here to secure a possibility of being the #1 seed exiting the group stages. And they do manage to pick up the win on the first map, but it was a little bit closer than maybe we would have expected. Bala, when we look at that first map, I think a lot of us had it pegged as potentially a blowout, but TSM, they do manage to get maybe a few more rounds than we would have anticipated, especially with the way it started.
Yeah, but when you actually like look at the rounds and how they played out, I kind of consider this, yeah, sure, the scoreline doesn't show it, but XSET won 2 out of 3 eco rounds. They won 100% of their post plants. Like, everything was going right for them. I think they were just having a good time, and TSM as well. I mean, 7 was popping off, which was impressive. I mean, this round in particular was just nasty. But overall, I mean, outside the first round, I was like, yeah, this is kind of wrapped for XSET.
Yeah, right. Like, maybe some rounds got a little bit looser. Like, I mean, we started off with GMD getting a pistol round ace on Astra, which was a little bit silly. But when it came to, like, these late round moments especially, that's where XSET seemed a little bit better than flashing yourself in the face. Of course, Rossi trying to get that last one didn't quite work out for him, and XSET ended up finishing it off.
I felt like operationally, TSM was just super clunky, and I think that round with the self-flash and a 2v1 post plant is pretty much an indicator of how things went for TSM. It was just, that was just, I guess the motif of this map was self-flashing yourself in the face when you have the advantage. And you can see what ends up happening as a result. XSET picks up the win 13-9 over TSM. Not really like a crazy star-like performance from anyone on XSET. It was pretty much even distribution when you look at the stats.
Yeah, it was. And, you know, it's funny, you know, reading into it, the motif, you know, really reading between the lines where, you know, this was a game. This was a game that XSET were able to take, and at the end of the day, I just have to say, like, there was one thing that I really wanted to dive into, because TSM is sort of our last look at them here in this stage, and there's one player that I wanted to look at his growth, and that's Sabrosa, because this is a guy who's been playing for so long, in particular, that Raze pick, and I think the evolution of his Raze from first strike until now, I mean, previously, this stage, I haven't seen him miss a Raze ult this entire stage, so to see him come out here today, 1 out of 3, that was the performance, 33%. Bala, I feel like that's pretty good.
Yeah, you know, it's pretty good. I mean, for somebody who's known for it, I think he definitely showed up today. And yeah, sometimes he missed, you know, and he gets a kill by accident. But for the most part, I think it was pretty good. I think he just felt the adrenaline in this one, get the double kill, and then he's like, oh yeah. But then he goes back to, you know, the old classics.
Yeah, I feel like if there's anything I've learned, it's that it's probably suboptimal to be blind while firing off that Raze ult. So for all of you in solo queue, just try to avoid concusses, blinds, those things, and you're going to be better for it.
Well, as we take a look at where we're going to be going here in the series, obviously map 1 is done and dusted in favor of XSET. Now we're going to be moving on over to Haven. That is TSM's pick. It's definitely something that's a little bit more comfortable for them. We talked about it coming into this at the top of the show. Split is not a map that historically leans in favor of TSM, so now that we're moving to Haven, Ender, this should be a little bit better for them, especially because it is their pick, but it's still against a team that's strong in XSET.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, it's like, it's more looking at like what TSM is going to bring out, because like even there, I feel like they're playing a little bit looser, having a little bit more fun with it, so I don't know. I feel like expectations go out the window. Let's see what TSM have for us, because XSET are still looking good.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to see the triple duelist. Like, why not throw it all the way back? Like, let's actually call this second strike at this point, because
the OG.
In some cases, it was good to watch. We had multiple rounds where, you know, double satchel coming in and 7 also dashing at the same time. Caught XSET a little bit by surprise. They were able to retake eventually because, you know, that's just what XSET does. But I think it's still interesting. You asked for a Phoenix last time, Buck. I wouldn't put him past him on this map.
I was thinking the same thing. You know, we've seen teams throw some strange agent compositions together on Haven specifically. We've seen the Neon come out in the past from
That's
teams
a
like
real
Optic.
agent.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. We've seen Neon when it wasn't necessarily
Phoenix
meta.
is a fake agent, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I guess
not
Phoenix
even real?
doesn't exist. Phoenix
not
is unemployed.
real.
He was
You're
fired
gonna come
as
out
an
with some
agent.
hot takes like birds aren't real next. I mean, what is
No,
this?
have you seen a sky flash? Like, well,
Birds aren't real, dogs can't look up, all those fun facts, so to speak. I actually do think we could see something a little bit strange like that. I kind of think we could see like a Yoru and they could just have some fun. I really don't know what to expect, especially with, you know, the unexpected tweet that came out earlier right before the show. It's a possibility this is their pick, that they've been cooking up something funky. And again, also the fact that they are statistically eliminated. They might just kind of want to, you know, see what happens as they try new agent compositions, kind of put people in roles they're not typically playing. But we'll be jumping into that agent select in just a minute so we can see how that does shake down. Ender, what's your beef with Phoenix? You never know. Like, he could return to glory. He at one point was a standard pick.
My beef with Phoenix is that he's just not a real agent. Like, he literally does.
How is he not real?
Okay,
He's
so
in
here's the thing: is Riot is lying to you because Duelist isn't a class. Dive is a class, right? Like Raze, Jet,
Here we go
Yoru. Like, these are all agents that are picked in the Duelist role because they have mobility, so they can actually capitalize off of your teammates' utility. Phoenix can't do that. Phoenix is accomplishing the same role as a Breach or a Sky, except his flashes suck and the rest of his kit is completely useless.
But he does exist. You'll give me that one.
He does exist. He is real. He is in fact in the game. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the agent select. I will pretty much love it if we actually got a Phoenix, because I think it would just be fun to watch you mauled the entire time.
We got
during
two
the match.
breaches right now, so.
And two chambers, although that's just lore accurate, right? They always work together.
That is true, yeah. You've never seen a chamber in two places or something.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's so perfect. We said it could happen, and there's the Phoenix pick.
Here, I'll give you the strong hopium here, okay? Phoenix, as an agent, has one thing that's pretty cool. It's his ultimate. 6 orbs is all it costs. So you just run around the map like Sideshow, farm 2 orbs every single round, and try to sprint into sight. That's my best strat.
Yep. But this low key is OG, like, innovative experimental tech that never saw the days of light on Haven, where it's the Breach and the Phoenix is the double flash. You know, we got triple flash now at this point, and not with Phoenix. But still, this was like very cutting edge back in the day in the scrim servers.
So cutting edge, and then Sky released.
Well, you know, I said we could potentially see a Phoenix pick. I thought we might get it in map 1.
You're a
get it
genius,
in map 2. Anyway, we clearly had it coming. You know, Bala, you and I are just way smarter than Ender. Clearly, he has no idea what he's talking about. But our casters are standing by. They know more than Ender as well. Let's take a look at the gameplay. Vansili, Riv, what do you got?
Well, I think at this point we're going to go into this game with a lot of whimsical, at least now from the first map. I mean, when we looked at how Rossi played the Sky, he hasn't played that Sky since April 29th. So maybe you're just trying to shake off the rust. This time you're able to play a Breach into a map on Haven, your map pick, where you looked very good. But again, it's TSM's map pick and they're pulling in a Phoenix. And on top of that, they're starting off on the defender side. So Ender talks about all these alt orbs and stuff like that too. The only way that Sabrosa could capitalize these are on the A side. And that's where he is at least. So that's at least one little checkbox there for TSM. But I'm intrigued of how TSM's going to play this this map.
I love Phoenix. He's just a go-hard agent. Do I pick him? No, but I love him. So we're going to watch to see what he can produce here. Obviously, over at A, we're in the eyes of Corey at Garage. And it is XSET just chilling out. They're not going to be doing too much movement. And maybe it's let's see how this Phoenix wants to be used. Can we identify it? Is it literally just going to burn our feet when he throws a molly down the hot hand? So I don't think that's the result of any, but we'll see as they trailblazer down towards the bottom and seem to work A now.
And this is the interesting part. Yes, he's got the ult orb, but when you're looking at players or agent that usually tries to go for the forward position, it's going to be your chamber, it's going to be your jet. They were playing doubled up in Garage and Seaside, where the anchor, quote-unquote, inside sewers was Rossi jiggle peeking there. And as they rotate back, 4 players towards A, XSET's looking for a Seaside split. So GMD, he's come up huge on the pistol on split, and he does so at least for the first blood in Garage for this match.
After shock, could get him clean into sight. Yeah, nicely done. Zekin's in first. The distraction and the setup now for TSM. They are not stopping again.
Nice little...
that
came out here to allow 7 to get on top of logs, but we're just spraying through all of this, and now it's, once again, the frenzies of XSET. Frenzies and friends. Is okay, a nice little 180 there onto Zekin. That's another great ability from Phoenix. He's going to be able to heal himself and fight on top of his hot hands. But to no kills, XSET gets the pistol round.
That's true. Did you forget he could heal, Ender?
Exactly.
Just
We're-
becoming
we
more
kinda
and
have to do
more
a crash
real every
course.
round.
We have to remind the population of how Phoenix is usually played.
It's
Because
true.
we probably haven't seen it since Sentinels on Sick. And like Masters 1, Reykjavik
Yeah, little
or
drone
something.
play. Oh my gosh, I miss it all. Those two went hard on Phoenix.
Yep.
Second round. Locking in the Spectres. It was 7 on a shorty, but he's going to decide to go with... No, he is going to shorty. Just feeling where the buys go from. Yeah, there it is. One after the other. They give him a quick smoke.
He's already at 4.
Oh my gosh. So then what's the play, right? We got to look at that. Does he activate on site take? Are they going to use it aggressively? Which is the next question here. Oh. It'll happen. That'll happen.
Almost. All right, at least GMD is anchoring in there for another kill. I mean, he's trying to do whatever he can here, friends. And Corey looking for the swing out with the headhunter, and Sabrosa, no ult into the next round, but at least is 1 away, as he couldn't get that kill with the garage. Exit convert into this pistol round for their bonus into round number 3.
All right, weapons abound. Here we go. They get 2,900 if they lose this one, the side of TSM. So you can see 0 credits there for a lot, and maybe just 3,000 credits if they can't get this round. So it's pretty pivotal that they do. If XSET can shut this down, I think it's really going to be hard for Sabrosa to show what this Phoenix is meant to do if you're never really in the position to buy and be behind each other. It is going to be an A strat again, or focus, one after the other. Oh, every time GMD keeps them safe.
At least one thing that's cool here from this matchup by forcing Sabrosa continuously on this A orb is that you're also forcing Def to pull out the fault line every single round, which is going to be an ability that they won't have to disrupt inside the A site or anywhere else if they're trying to move in quickly. That said, though, we're trying to get a plant into the A site, as we just mentioned, for XSET. Aftershock coming out on the defender side, and now we're looking to plant or along. As here it comes. Okay. Hot hands on the ground. Run it back. Cancelled. As flashes came out, and that canceled everything. At least Corey and GMD are fighting back. Depth inside hell. Nice little kill onto GMD. Second swing here from Sabrosa. I don't know how many kills Death continues to get while he's full blinded, but this guy's going to work. A quad kill as XSET wins the bonus.
Yeah. So it's about the retakes, right? That they want to try to use that Phoenix, but XSET still snuffs out that run it back. They get it down. But we do see, as we questioned, when would it be used? How would it be used? And for Haven especially, and Phoenix as an agent, you get to throw things over the wall. We saw that going into Covey, and it lands, right? You don't have to have a lineup. You don't have to hit it off a wall. So a lot of what we might see from TSM is to retake with Phoenix, to clear those spots. When he's on attack, you can throw it over from the long A side and get it at the top of sewers type deal. So we'll keep an eye on that still. That's a spam, and nobody loves to feel that. Corey gets out safe. Nice early damage on this round to stop XSET kind of initially getting pressure on the map.
Yeah, with the wall bangs, though, we're going to get a regrowth. So only armor left for Zek. 10. Little split towards the A site. Nice fault line on the defender side to hold things off. Rolling Thunder already available. Sabrosa, look at him. Fully committed now towards sewers. Fully flashed every single time. A dash in from Zekin. Great utility from their breach. Def continue to go to work. This is a plant potentially for another one for XSET. Looking even for the Prime Gaming Flawless, and they're going to get it. So this is now what? 9 post plants in this series for XSET converted. So yeah, TSM has to run it back, and they're trying to use that ultimate for retakes, but when it comes back to the rest of utility, what do they have to help? It's very, very hard for them to play the A-side retakes. I think it's going to have to be way more aggressive now for TSM.
Yep, and this was stacked too, right? XSET was like, you know what? They might be doing that. Let's just Rolling Thunder everyone in A. It played out perfectly. And Rosa threw hot hands down into sewers so he could try to organize something along with the team. So we did see a little bit of a play there. Everything fizzled out before it came to fruition, though. Operator for 7. He's going to be on top of the box at C. And they leave A this time. They're rotating in and out to see if they can find the fight.
Talked about aggression. So they're fighting towards mid side. And 7 also drops one towards C long as XO is trying to rotate out of that. So it works out. TSM are looking to get the first point onto the board on this map of Haven, leaving VCJ and Aaron working together. Guided light available. No more smokes, big paranoia too, so they could double swing into garage. It's going to be a walk-in contact. GMD knows a little bit better and goes for the jiggle as he retreats towards the C ramp garage. And the timing gets even better and better for XSET.
Yeah. TSM with an initial push out in mid to get the info. XSET still able to get behind enemy lines in the end, but the 1v1. Oh, Corey. Nice shots there. Clean it up to 3K. XSET slow it down, and I think TSM went from an early round push out. We saw Sabrosa go down quite early out there in mid. Takes one in window. And that's the first time XSET's really had to deal with something early round, right?
Yeah.
They took a bit of damage before, too, and they just had to deal with it a little bit to where TSM said, okay, well, we can sit back. Let's focus one thing and just make a powerhouse of defense there because we saw no one on A. That'll change this round for TSM as they actually have three there and going out for the alt orb again. So little variations in their defense. It's TSM around there. Nicely done.
Also, 3 players playing towards the A site because we have a double op setup for TSM. So on both extremities, 7 is the one that's pushing 4, and this is the first look of TSM moving out. Flash gets a little bit of info, but not to know how close 7 is, and that's going to be the Trailblazer to confirm that. Going to shoot that, try to dash away. You get stunned by it. Now you're getting double stunned. Now you're getting hunted down, and at least he makes it out. Leans back out as the ADS is back in the scope. Sees the flash of that breach from depth. That's gonna, I mean, look at that minimap. Nobody's rotating back. Now as he spots the knee of that breach, TSM are still not biting it. They're stacking a lot of players on mid side.
They're ready to play that somebody pushed up sewers. Look how patient they're playing on this round. Like you just said, the flashes into sewers. Then we just saw Rossi keeping his eyes on, Def keeping his eyes on it. They'll switch it up, though, start to head towards C. The length of the round, they're banking on TSM getting sorted from their initial positions of holding the angles.
But like a TSM, they've rotated to stack back towards A.
Yeah.
And we have a mid to C split, with a fault line coming out from grass into sight. Open sight as well for XSET to go in for potentially a 10th post-plant conversion. So here's a plant coming down. Now the orb in the favor of XSET. They have a Seekers 2 to get information, and there you go. He gets pulled out by BCJ. As the little jiggly squigglies are moving outside towards the spawn. They spawn a few players here from TSM. Forward positions as well. A battle soon, a swing out from Def for the trade, a little bait and switch. Fight back inside the garage as GMD is waiting for that timing. Big flash though from Rossi. BCJ still gets the kill, and Cryle for support. GMD's now on his own. Cosmic Divide disappears, and so are the hopes of TSM winning this round. Clock is ticking down. Spike is going to go off. XSET first plan.
You know, I'm just kind of realizing, as obviously TSM's bringing some interesting comps to the game today. Even with 5 getting back into the site there, who could they detect? What could they detect with, right? They don't have the sky flashes. You're not playing a Sova. So,
yeah.
Well, vibing, we could say with this comp, they are having a lot of trouble getting back into a post-plant site. If somebody already isn't anchored or has information on the position, it definitely becomes more on each player to go, be behind each other, and hit those shots. You don't have utility to really mess with the other teams.
You're right.
You
I
want
think
to
that's
play?
one of the
Let's
things, right? No Fade, no
Yeah.
Sky, no Sova. So the retakes are going to be, we mentioned it before, very, very difficult to retake. Almost
initial hits from Breach, and that's about it.
Exactly. If anything, a lot of fans of Valorant watching this game, looking at this comp, kind of say it's kind of cap.
Oh my gosh.
How you doing, young kids?
That was an
still here.
octave.
I'm fitting in. Surviving the vibe shift.
So ready to keep clearing this sewers position. And we saw it on not just sewers, but clearing positions. We saw the patience on split from XSET. They used guiding lights at the first second of the round along with the Trailblazer mid and did not do anything until BCJ had another guiding light, right? Just figuring things out and letting TSM move around the map on their own side. Oh, whoa, they shoot the peak jump and just go, Vansili.
They flash with the cloud burst.
Oh my gosh.
It was nice by Ross to be able to turn away from that, and from the air, second swaps 7 as well. And that's a jet diff onto that tank for XSET. Another plant down, 3 players on a retake. Run it back is ready. Rosa is gonna
do
flash and jump out, while the
He's
rest
trying to
here
watch the
are
flank.
looking. Yeah. Thankfully, though, there's still a trap available because we have
Oh.
her that's still alive. So Rosa, Zekin. I mean, from that last two.
Oh.
Yeah.
TSM can't even move across their own map, man, silly. That's disgusting. Like, you saw how aware they were trying to be of rotating. There's probably a flank. There is still the timing in favor of XSET. Here, 3 in the sight, and without really a chance to cooperate on that play because of how fast XSET's playing off of contact again. We did see a Trailblazer go through sewers, but XSET walked all the way up long, and the moment somebody shot at Rossi jumping behind the box, you saw Zekin dash in. Like, contact, play. That's it. We saw it. So it seems like they're getting as far as they can in TSM's face to make sure that these plays really stick once they execute. The TSM timeout is going to be called here in round 8 as they try to figure out the way this comp's going to work for retakes, because they're not doing themselves any favors.
That's what you like, at least from XSET, as you just mentioned, right? The full line, Cloudburst, the flash on default to allow Zekin to come out of the Cloudburst. XSET's still taking this game very, very seriously, and we mentioned that at the top of the show. Top of this game. They just want to win very convincingly. It doesn't matter if you're going to be a little bit more whimsical or what you're going to pull out as a comp or what curveballs you're trying to throw literally at us for XSET. It's just we just want to win this. And if they could do a 13-1 here, yeah, maybe it's going to be a little bit of an asterisk that XSET looks even better and better on their post-plant situations right now. If you're looking at it more from an outside point of view in all of these post-plant situations, but that storyline of the contender, definitely doable right now for XSET.
That's the play. Again, they stay on their side, never really breaking this position. They hover towards B. Uh-oh. GMD has so safely probably gotten to this position now so many times, but he is about to be met with a lot of friends.
Yeah, and Corey's there to save, though,
great
on the top of
trade.
default, aftershock, and nothing you could do. Flash towards the back, Zekin's already in. C-site's open. Flank coming in. As thankfully, Cryo has died, so this flank could happen here from Rossi. Well, he has a stinger, though. This is very tough. Thankfully, Aaron's very close, which could make things work here with this stinger. Oh, off angle. He's going to get this frag.
Oh dear.
Around the corner is BCJ.
Should be good.
Yeah, no info, heard the footsteps. Meanwhile, though, the fight towards Garage is still being held by Zekin. And that's it. XSET now puts 7 on the board against TSM's 1.
So, just seeing how XSET actually executed onto that, well, it was a save for TSM. You had Trailblazer coming up, but also available 2 guiding lights, 2 breach flashes, a blind from Omen. Like, good luck seeing if you are figured out by XSET, right? They can just continue to pile it on whoever is in that position and take them out. We saw a nice trade by Corey there as TSM had a great crossfire, but just that movement of the whole group, that power ball of XSET moving together through C. Setting up a bit of this focus towards sewers. This time they'd be right to. So Broza is in that spot, Vansili.
I thought they were going to use the run it back and a rolling thunder for retake, and that was going to be like, this could be a great moment, but Sabroza's pushing forward. He gets that frag onto Def. Yes, it gets canceled on the run it back, but at least they get first blood. Meanwhile, though, Aaron TP'ing all the way from the shadows in the back of the A side, held by Rossi. Now Seven's pushing with him. This is actually really catching XSET off guard. Trying to go for the triple. He dashes into his opponent, but GMZ's there to save him. On that trait, the revenge kill outside of Garage, and TSM put 2 on the board.
That's what I've been waiting for. You know, Ender kind of talked about how hard it is to basically use this kit, and it is. You need to put yourself in positions where you're the one making the plays. Where's a firewall with a flash coming through it? You're in the opponent's face, right? It becomes so dangerous that we're only seeing that with run it back, the safety of being able to pull back. So maybe a little bit more vim, vigor, and vitality from the Phoenix. Maybe we'll see on the attack side. But right now it seems, again, to be snuffed out. That was such a great play in TSM. That aggression we saw on Split that got him a few rounds is what got him that. I'm here on Haven.
Now Seeker's coming out of XSET, pushing very quickly into this A site. A nice rolling thunder actually to stop that push, and it also nullifies the Seekers. We're just fighting in the smoke. They hear the footsteps just around the corner of the Cubia sewers. That's the Blade Storm of Zekin. Now, as it's about to dissipate, who gets first blood? Flash coming out. It's still Rossi with the first kill, and we're still trading it out. Beautiful right click. battling inside the A site. An advantage at least to nobody.
Player standing.
Into the site as we have a 1
Zekin?
versus 1. This guy's insane. A 1-on-1, 7 on the flank. Zekin has no idea. Now he senses it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's just waiting. He's got all the time. Until there's only 35 seconds left. Or 5 seconds left, rather. And then 7 gets that frag from the A side. I mean, that was close. That was close.
Still, XSET doing so much damage on these, but you're right. Close. TSM still bring it back. And we the Des mentioned a little bit from from Split, that, well, the rounds became close. The way they went in favor of XSET usually were just so abrupt. So to see TSM coming back here, inching in, and XSET still doing damage means it's going to be a tough battle here. But TSM brought the rounds back last map. Can they do it again to make it a 7-5 first half? Orbs on orbs, just to start off. And they're actually not smoking anymore, but Def's going ahead and giving a fault line so nobody can peek long as they've changed up how to grab. Oh, I'm sorry, Rossi, as they change up how to grab that orb.
Even XSET getting a little bit more mid-control, too. Trying to fight Ori into garage, run it back. Sabrosa inside the site from a link. It's canceled out, and we're going to Rolling Thunder right into garage, into C. Star on the ground, looking for a grab as well to slow the clock. 7 spammed and tagged. He's still alive, and he's still pushing forward. He's looking for the backstab, gets it on the second.
Good.
He's looking for another one. He's 2 HP. Spike goes down for XSET. Cloudburst about to dissipate, but BCJ wins that kill. Sabrosa with no trades. Full kit, full utility. Well, no HP on that. 2 versus 2. Cosmic Divide about to disappear. BCJ just on the other side of platform. Easy kill onto Corey as Rossi trades it back. A 1v1 cannot convert on that frag onto Aaron. And XSET, they're at 8-3, moving to the last round of the first half.
Aaron has been very clutch in those situations. A lot of the Viper plays on Split, now coming up with one here on Haven. And this is kind of the first round we saw an all-out battle, right? We had a few from A where there were retakes, but XSET shut those down. But this is the one, again, it goes down to basically one player living. So as TSM does get these rounds, they are still a bit struck for money. We see buys coming from 7 and Corey for the team. They've planned this with the ultimates coming up. Can TSM get this last round of the first half? Default again from XSET to say, what will you do, TSM, right? They've shown a little bit. Rossi's been pushing sewers, been pushing mid, and XSET, they run it down to almost 1 minute here, and then they start to move forward on contact again. Oh, here we go. There's the Sabrosa play.
We have the ultimate from Cryocells to watch back towards grass, but Sabrosa was almost leaning into the window room. He's hesitating back and forth. We have a double off setup, by the way, because of this bullet pulse from Cryo. They spot GMD. We're pushing out towards window. Growl sticks out, and Sabrosa gets the headshot, including the spike. Flash across the wall.
Oh!
Grabbed well on the ground.
Let's go!
Still a default passive hold from XSET on mid.
Teleport's ready.
Corey's in a great spot here to fight against Zekin. He decides to pull back and support his team towards grass. Sabrosa, nice little 180 turn back.
Yeah.
7 pushing down towards long C this time to drop BCJ. Somehow this is looking very doable for TSM as the spike falls one more time. We talked about the aggressive off angle from Corey on that spot, and it doesn't even need to TP away. Spike is down, Def stuck inside the cubby of long A on a 4 versus 1. He's letting his opponents come towards him, and it's working out. Rossi with utility in his hands gets denied. Star on the ground. Def looking to fight back on the left. Headshot before TP's away, but GMD trades it out, and they make it salvageable for TSM, putting 4 in on the board. Let's see if they could actually use the Phoenix to full use on their attacker side after this break.
BYB fam, going to Astral to do them Astral Guardian things like.
All right, Riverton, give me a little bit of that hopium for TSM on the attacker side with this composition.
I want to see Sabrosa go off, and he should have a follower, right? If they can create situations with Sabrosa going forward, 7 there playing as hyphy as he was last round, like just flipping around. I swear he was like turning up his mouse sense during play and then turning it back down. This guy's just wild right now. But they need to be wilder, more wild, the wildest. They have to bring out all the stops here to keep themselves in the series and really put themselves in a bit more competitive play, Vansilli.
XSET's even more wild. How can they stop the four
my gosh.
frenzies of XSET who stack inside this B side? They saw this coming from a mile away. Only 2 frenzies were bought by TSM, and they both get dropped. Corey and Rossi, only a flash to work with Headhunter bullets. Trailblazer spots them both, and we're going to see them close in for XSET. Back outside garage. Def the first one to create a diversion. A push in from XSET, and it's going to be a knife kill onto Corey for the prime gaming flaws. I mean, that was picture perfect from Def. They're just all standing there from his POV. Nobody's shooting so that we can go in for the knife kill.
Just gave him a wet willy there, right in the side of the ear.
Oh.
They push forward onto this, and the frenzies have just... I don't know what they're shooting out of their frenzies today, but XSET has been on point. Whoop. Bonk.
TF2? That's a TF2 bonk.
Yeah. Too good, too good. The buy from TSM. Let's go. They're going to be going for stingers. They're going into the pockets, Vansilli.
Because there's no plant here for TSM. We're just going to gamble it one more time. They've tried it on split. Didn't work out when they had a Spectre round after a plant. Now they're going to try it with stingers on the close range. Trailblazer is going to see the stinger by BCJ going for the first spray. 2 flashes to work with 2. The first one just under. Lots of people blinded. Hot hands on the ground. Aftershock as well, just to try to clear corners. But TSM's just holding it. There's just so much going on, especially with that smoke that cancels out all the plans. And again, you're still trying to fight long range. Okay, never mind. You're still trying to fight long range with stingers? Rossi gets the headshot, ADSing with that one, I'm assuming, at this point.
Yeah, quick 5. Real quick. So where do they go from here? They pull it all the way back around. Oh my gosh. The waterfall out window? They're about to be seen. Oh dear. There's a party coming up mid right now, and it looks like they're going to set up shop in B to defend this.
And the smoke is going to make things even harder because Zekin doesn't have a dash to get into the site. So you're still running that clock down. Okay, plan C. It's going to the C site, literally. Flash there for info. Fault line to slow down. We're running in. Nice smoke once again. Another flash coming out to allow BCJ to close that gap with the frenzy if needed be. But it's just going to be everybody else from XSET pushing in towards logs. And that's a round coming in for XSET. Yeah, they lost 3 players in the process for XSET, 1 HP for Aaron, but it's still a force buy for TSM where, you know, XSET could still use this as another quote-unquote bonus round.
And once they get into the site, it's literally just the goggles. They do nothing. My eyes. It's TSM running around blind consistently. And it seems like they finally get into position, and then bam, XSET is also in position. But they just got there from rotate. They are snappy on this match right now. Let's see if they can keep it up. 10-4 here. 3 more for XSET, and they will solidify a win on this series over TSM.
This confirms that so far, XSET has won all of their round 3 in this series. And TSM on a very, very low buy. I like the Marshal in the hands of Rossi, though, because he's going to set utility for his team and then play it all the way back because everybody has to execute on the top of what he has. Probably waiting for the fault line to be back in the hands of Rossi, too, so they can try to pop somewhere. So we're cutting noise, avoiding the flash, and we're going to re-hit inside. This is good. 8 seconds left on the fault line.
Call. That's the rotation out as well from BCJ. Release to the AB connector. Here's a set we saw. The dash in, the follow-up. Looks like TSM's going to try this post plant here, but it's an eco. How can XSET pick this apart?
We're actually using Rossi to push all the way up from hell so he can actually try to snipe into A-Link. Now the big retakes coming out from XSET. A 5 versus 5 Trailblazer to find that information first. Cloudburst, and look at the stuns coming out as well from XSET. And now Zekin is just going to run it through. One more to go. Headshot from Zekin. That was so nice.
He's not even... Oh, he just got it back. I was going to say, he's not even dash activated. He's just rolling through, but he got the frags necessary to keep those pockets full of utility. And again, XSET come in methodically. They take it back. TSM in this map has been going down to one person on their wins, having no one be able to save weapons, and the economy was so hard for them on the defensive side. XSET's not letting up and not making the second half any easier for TSM right now.
Running back available for Sabrosa. Bonus
Let's
round
go.
again for
Make it
XSET.
happen.
2 Vandals, 2 Spectres, Blade Storm for Zekin. This is one of those moments where, yeah, run it back on the attack, kind of good, but then you're going to have to play against Fault Line and Flashes. Not the best to get the value out of. So hopefully we get a nice exit in. Speaking about executions, it's going to be XSET instead. Pushing out towards grass. Now we're trying to retaliate by pushing aggressively inside C site for TSM. So Broza continues to clear out spots. No value out of the run it back except for clearing space. At least we're trying to play the post plan, but everybody's moving back towards long C. There's only, okay, I like it. Corey and Sabrosa stay forward. 7 dies in the back of the site, though, courtesy of Zekin's Blade
Long
Storm.
C?
Yeah, and now it's a long C flash, so good luck.
Oh, dear.
What I like about this, at least, is that it's plant glued into the wall. So you don't have to try to guess left and right onto the spike and really just aim on the left of the boxes. And there you go.
Got his
It
buns.
works out. That's how it works. Now Zekin and Cryo, they're just getting picked off here. Nice kill from Zekin. Hot hands. It's halfway. Oh, no, it's halfway.
Oh my gosh! You gotta be kidding me! How do we see that twice in a few weeks, right?
Ugh.
Let alone to happen there and having one person alive. Nobody approached the site. Oh, we'll keep spamming. We'll hit it. Oh my word! I'm losing my mind, Vansili. You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah, I don't think I'm losing my mind in the right ways, but it's still a Red Bull clutch from Zekin. Map and series point. This is insane. Yeah, I mean, but they got money to work with for TSM. Another very steep uphill battle to fight against XSET to try to bring this into overtime. Again, in this type of situation, we saw a potential for TSM to come back on split. This time, I don't know. And it's Sabrosa's just running by 1 versus 1 against Trailblazer. Nice blaze wall, actually. It's going to try to get a pick onto Cryo. Wall comes down. He gets positioned behind bricks. This could be big.
Cryo set up for both of those spots. Oof, good damage. Nice job by Sabrosa to get the angle as well.
Yeah.
TSM look like they want A. Brosa's going to be first.
And he thinks, nice flash coming out of Lease from his teammate as he gets that headshot. Hot hands on the ground. Aftershock to come out too. Flash on default. So no plant yet. Cosmic Divide on the attack. That's going to help a little bit more. You know what? We have three players left. Def with the fault line ready so that we can stroll out of spawn. Aaron dies. Zekin's inside. And he gets picked off. Nice post plant positioning here from TSM as we keep the dream alive at least for one more round.
The pressure of the game point buff. TSM uses it once again. Yeah, XSET pretty strong on that, but TSM getting in. Brosa feeling confident. His push forward, too. He hot hands, and he pushes the operator shot as Cryo resets. He thought none of that was going to happen, so really heady play by Sabrosa here. That's what I want to been feeling from the Phoenix. Like, I feel like Phoenix almost needs to be in another opponent's face, one after the other. But like we said, it's very risky to play competitive. You can always go down, and then your team is basically up the river without a paddle here. Sabrosa to push forward for a little garage pressure. Looks like they want to make noise here. I don't know if they end here, but yeah, they're getting pretty frisky with the bullets.
All right.
Into B.
Yep. We're going through. Oh, maybe not. It was a little bit of a bait to try to find information towards the link, but at least we have a plant for TSM. A 5 versus 5. Laura by for XSET. As a Rolling Thunder is going out here on the attack, so Sabrosa can come across on a 4 versus 1 right in this angle. And it works out. He's got to run it back available too. Rossi supporting him inside garage, and now it's up to Cryo Cells with the tour de force, and it gets stopped by Corey. Oh no, I said it in an English accent.
Oh, geez. I almost didn't know what you said there. That sounded so weird. 12-6. TSM starting to pull a few back. It does seem like they get the idea. Obviously, this composition is something they're rolling with and enjoying themselves. But it does seem like they're still getting their bearings on it, and it becomes a little more flavorful for them. I'd like to see those few changes there as TSM. And possibly their last matchup, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
tough
at least
thing to
for
consider. this
stage. Hopefully,
Yeah, exactly.
we'll have to see all the Hopium as well as the same Sentinels fans could do the math and see if we could have TSM make it to LCQ. But before we get into the discussion, let's talk about the discussion of TSM moving inside the C site off the run it back once again. So that's twice that they do it off the run it back here for TSM. This could be something that XSET learns if the match continues into Haven. It's going to be a 5 versus 5 post plant. Nice little shot there by GMD. Forward position all the way towards the back. Rolling Thunder too, but another one of those situations where it's planted for long. Corey's at least inside garage so that the rest can move forward with them. Nobody's playing towards long C, and this is what I love from TSM from the rotations. Now Def in the back of default. Sabrosa with the crossfire setup. Def and Aaron, TP on the force, and Rossi's on the flank from the back spawn. And that is going to be TSM with actually a very clean post plant.
Deja vu. Deja vu. But can they change it, right? There's always something different sometimes about that deja vu. Maybe TSM can be the one to make that difference. 7 for them. They've now got the money game again. We saw this happen, I think, to go about 8, 9-ish for the first map of Split. 7's 1 off of Ultimate here. You also have Aaron's ready. I remember he used that last time when TSM tried to execute one of their plays. They don't have the Phoenix Ultimate. But watch Aaron if he does try to just get that map fogged up when they try to execute.
Aaron's in a tough spot here at Bricks. It's spotted by Sabrosa. We're just going to keep holding W here, and that's what we want from this beautiful curveball with a flash into sight. VCJ now gets picked off. I mean, let's just keep the POV on Sabrosa for the rest of the game because he's going to try to open up the whole half right now. Zekin is going to be the second player you want to follow because he's also been activated in the second half. Now Def's on his own in a 4 versus 1. Rosa's looking to push him. The wallbag headshot. Now we have a nice little fault line too. Actually, sorry, it was a Nova Pulse coming out here from GMD, and that's 7 with the kill. Yeah, man, TSM's looking good. Let's try to change the story here. As like, can TSM make the comeback? Can they?
They're back.
Sabrosa's dropping 20.
Oh my God.
They're actually making a dent here, and they're gonna bring the timeout out for XSET too.
I like it.
Psycho's going to be figuring out how to revamp what they're doing, and maybe we see like a Zekin and Cryo push somewhere, just Zekin down long C. I don't think they've gotten too much information there. We haven't seen the map really be cut off too much. Teams are playing to the sites, to mid. Haven becomes so much easier when you can push up sewers and basically no BC is an option, right? It becomes a regular default map. So we haven't really seen too much of that. Maybe XSET go into more of a forward mode. They were very passive on attack, kind of allowing TSM to gain ground here on their attack side. So this timeout should kind of reset that mentality. Let's go back to maybe being a little aggressive on an extremity and figuring out what TSM wants to do ahead of time.
And it's a much-needed timeout because that's where the lead that you had that was so dominant on next set that looked really good on defense to start things off.
That's
It's starting
4
to
in a
slip
row.
through your fingers, right? 4 in a row indeed from TSM. And even on their side, have they even forced a timeout in the second half yet? No, it's just Sabrosa, hold W, get all the utility out from yourself and also from Rossi, and get those stars out to disrupt the site from GMD, and he's actually getting a lot of value out of this, so that 7 can come in for the trade kills too. So TSM's looking pretty good. The thing is, though, for 7, still keeping that operator. Has Blade starting to work with, though.
Zekin will be on C-Box with an operator too. See if they can take each other out. It does look like they're actually going for that path, Van Silly. And they want this. They want 7 to have such a big impact on this round. Oh, the peak! So smart from GMD and the squad to calm that out before giving this to Zekin.
And that information play from the shadows of Aaron's ultimate gets canceled right away, but I wonder if they were trying to get an orb onto C site, onto the C orb for Rossi.
Yeah, makes sense. Absolutely.
But after those plans were foiled, we're just going for a regular C-side split. Yeah. And Rossi...
I got spiked.
And unfortunately, that doesn't work out. At least a fault line for them to move up towards garage for TSM. Nice little aftershock too. Hot hands on the ground. We're pushing in. Rossi gets the kill. Rolling Thunder now activated. But it's going out here on the attacker side before he dies. Oh my god, BCJ somehow still gets a kill. But it's a 2 versus 1. Cryo sells on his own with an operator.
Spike planted.
Doesn't work out. TSM converts it. after the timeout. Once again, I mean, it's XSET trying to calm things down, and it's still TSM converting after the timeout. But it's also a very similar scoreline from the first half now.
Oh my.
Or sorry, the first map.
Oh my, first map, yeah. That was a really clean fault line into hot hands they had on Lumber there. Really, really heady play for TSM to take that. It almost, I forgot who was backing up off the wood pile, but they almost could not find safety, right? It was the fault line, and then it was fire, and then there was flat. Really, really clean the way they set that up, but I feel like it's hard to replicate that again, right? XSET's not going to be in the same spots. They know that it's dangerous to be in X position. Waterfall out window, and it looks like they're going to run it back right into B here. The rest of the team's going to be able to garrison that and get the spike down.
And this is a huge smoke because that's 3 players flanking right now for XSET, and it works out to drop the spike. 7 picks it up for a plant, but Cryle's also inching in from the C-Link. Battle towards grass very soon as Aaron's trying to push forward, stopped by Corey. At least now we are able to calm down the situation for TSM in this pulse plant. There's lurk on lurks. GMD's on the C-Link. Nice shot by Def. That's going to allow XSET to close into the B site, but there's that flank from GMD. Makes it a 2 versus 2. Nice little gravity well already set up into the B site. There's the tap that forces out the first one. The second one's going to be us, so we could try to get that fight. But unfortunately, the fault line's about to come in. They know that he's coming in towards that C site. Oh no. That's a rolling thunder that hits your own teammate. He's just trying to go for the kill. Oh my god. Def gets the kill on the save. The defuse comes in for XSET, and at least they salvage that to win the series. Second map, 13-9 on Haven. That was crazy. I thought there was a moment there that GMD could